Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also make sure you turn off the gas valve at the wall. In this video, we're going to show you how to change out the MaytagDryer thermal fuse. It's going to be a very easy repair and it should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the new thermal fuse. The thermal fuse is a safety device that shuts off the dryer if it gets too hot inside. The main reason you'll be changing it out is if it's failed and the dryer's not starting. In order to change the part, we have to take the dryer apart. First thing we're going to do is go around to the back of the machine. Once we're around back, we're going to use the 1/4" nut driver to take out the screws that hold the top on. Once you have the screws out, we're going to take the top off. You just have to pull back on it until it stops. Then lift up on the back and then lift the front off. Once you have it free, you can set it aside. Now that we have the top off, we're going to take the console off. First thing we have to do is disconnect these two wire harnesses. There's a locking tab on each. We're just going to take a small flathead screwdriver and press the locking tab. This one's been broken off sometime in the past. Just press on the locking tab, pull the harness off, and then we can do the same thing for this one. Then we're going to use the 1/4" nut driver to take out the screw on each end of the control panel. Once you have those out, we're going to just lift up on these tabs right here and rotate the console forward and then pull the wire harnesses out from the support. Once you have it off, you can set it aside. Once you have the console out of the way, we're going to unplug the door switch wiring harness. Just use a small flathead screwdriver to release the tab and unplug it. Once you have that unplugged, we can take the front panel off. So we're going to open up the door and use the Phillips screwdriver to remove these two screws that hold the lint screen housing to the front panel. Once you have those two out, we're going to close the door again. Now we're going to take out the screws at the bottom. They're in this tight little spot down here. So we're going to use a block of wood to support the dryer. Just want to carefully lift up on it a little bit. And then put the block of wood underneath there to support it. Once you have it on there, you can lower it down. There's 6 screws that go across the bottom. We're only going to take out or loosen up the inner 4. And the center 2, you don't have to take all the way out. We're just going to loosen them up. Once you're done with the screws, we're just going to tilt the machine back a little bit and pull the block of wood out and carefully lower it down. Now we're going to use the 1/4" nut driver again to take out the 3 screws that hold the top of the panel on. As you're taking the middle one out, you want to make sure you hold the panel up so it doesn't slip or move. Once you have all the screws out, we're going to just carefully pull the top of the panel away from the machine. You have to make sure you get them over those tabs right there. And then you want to pull the wiring harness out. Make sure it's not caught up in there. Then just lift it off the 2 lower screws and set it aside. Now we have to get this bracket out of the way. First we're going to run some tape from the bracket itself over to the cabinet just to support it. Once you have it taped in place, we're going to use the 1/4" nut driver to take out the screw. Now we're going to use the 1/4" nut driver again to take out the screws that hold this front panel on. Once you have all the screws out, there's a little tab on each side that holds it in. So we're just going to lift up on the panel and then pull it out. Once you have it off, you can set it aside. Now we're going to take this front bulkhead off. First, we're going to take off the wiring harness for the moisture sensor. It's just a couple of clips that hold the wiring harness together. You just have to press down, lock it, pull it apart, and then we can go down to the bottom. We have to remove this support bracket that holds the blower housing on. We're just going to use the 1/4-inch nut driver to take out the screw that holds it in. Once you have the screw out, you just have to unhook the bracket from the housing, pull it out. Then we can use the 1/4-inch nut driver to remove the 4 screws that hold the bulkhead to the cabinet. Once you have the screws out, the bulkhead is just held on by these tabs at the top. We're just going to carefully lift it up and pull it off. Once you have it off, you can set it aside. The belt runs across the middle of the drum right here. Now that we have the bulkhead off, we're going to reach underneath and take it out of the pulleys. Once you reach in there, you want to grab the idler pulley and pull it towards the side of the machine, and then unhook the belt from the idler and the motor pulley. Once you have the belt out of the pulleys, we're going to use it to lift up on the drum and then guide the drum out from the cabinet. Maybe a little tight right here because there's no cutouts like on some dryers. So you just have to carefully feed it out. Once you have it out, you can set it aside. Anytime you're taking a dryer apart and you see this much lint inside of it, you want to make sure you clean it out so you get rid of the fire hazard. Now that you have the drum out of the way, we have access to the thermal fuse. It's mounted right here on the blower housing. Has a couple of wires on it. You got a red one on the top and a blue one on the bottom. Sometimes they can be on there tight, so we're just going to use the little flathead screwdriver to pop them off. Once you have the wires off, we're going to grab the 1/4-inch nut driver, take out the screw that holds it on. Once you have it free, you can pull it off the dryer. Here's the old thermal fuse next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at appliancepartspros.com. To put the new thermal fuse in, we're just going to set it into the blower housing and then use the 1/4-inch nut driver to put in the screw that holds it in. Then we can connect the wires. Remember, the blue was on the bottom and the red was on the top. Once you have it installed, you want to make sure you check your dryer venting all the way outside to make sure it's not clogged. When these fuses go out, a lot of times it's because of a clogged vent. So you want to check that before you put everything back together. Now we can put the drum back in. We're just going to lift it up and guide it back into the cabinet. If you have to, just push the edges of the cabinet out a little bit to make room. And then you want to make sure that you put the rear of the drum on the rollers in the back. Then you can set the drum down and make sure you put the belt on the wear mark and make sure that the grooves are down. Once you have it in place, we can go underneath and put the belt through the pulleys. To put the belt through the pulleys, we're just going to reach in and grab the idler pulley and pull it over towards the edge of the machine and hook the belt around the idler pulley and the motor pulley. Now we can put the bulkhead on. You want to make sure that this shield goes underneath the drum, and then you have to lift the drum up and put it on the rollers. So you just want to guide it in and then lift up on the drum. Get the rollers underneath there. Then you can lift up on the bulkhead and hook it into the cabinet. Once you have both sides hooked on, we can use the 1/4-inch nut driver to put in the screws. Once you have those on, we can go on the bottom and put the bracket on. You just have to hook it into the little clip right there, and then put the little tab there on the bottom of the cabinet. And then we can use the 1/4 inch nut driver to put the screw in. Once you have the bracket on, we can reconnect the wire harness for the moisture sensor. All you have to do is line it up. It can only go on one way. Just make sure they snap in so you get a good connection. Then we can put the support bracket on the top. You want to make sure that this tab is at the top of the cutout here on each side, and then push it down to lock it in. Once you have it in, we can use the 1/4 inch nut driver to put in the screws to hold it in place. Once you have the bracket on, we can remount the control board. Just gonna take the tape off. And swing it over. Use the 1/4 inch nut driver to put in the screw that holds it on. Then we can route the wiring harness for the drum light. All you have to do is push it up behind the support panel and leave it there so we can connect it later. Now we can put the front panel on. Might be a little tricky, but you're going to have to line up the two tabs that have the cutouts at the bottom onto the screws and then lift the panel up into place. As you lift it up, we're going to run the wire harness for the door switch up into the control panel. Once you have it in place, we can use the 1/4 inch nut driver to put in the screws to hold the top of the panel on. Now we're going to lift the dryer up just like when we took the panel off. Just want to carefully lift it up and put a wood block underneath it to support it. So we can use the 1/4 inch nut driver to tighten down and put those screws back in. Once you have them in, we can carefully lift the dryer up again, pull the wood block out, and set it down. Now we're going to open up the door and use the Phillips screwdriver to put in the two screws that hold the lint housing to the front panel. Once you have those in, you can close the door. Now we can put the control panel on. There's a couple little tabs here on each end that go in there. And then before you line those up, we have to put the wiring harnesses through the support bracket. And then you can twist those over, line them up with the front panel. Once you have it snapped into place, we can use the 1/4 inch nut driver to put in the screws that hold the control panel on. Now we're going to reconnect all the wire harnesses. I'm just going to reach down and grab the door switch wiring harness, hook it together. Can only go on one way, just make sure it locks together. Then we can connect the wiring harnesses from the control panel We're gonna hook up the drum light first. Just have to press it in so it locks in. And then one to the control board. Just press it in so it locks in. Once you have everything on, we can put the top of the dryer back on. We're just gonna set the front down in that little channel first, then lower the back down and press it in. You wanna make sure that that tab goes underneath and locks in place. Once you have the top panel in place, we can use the 1/4" nut driver to put in the screws to hold it on. Now that we have the dryer put back together, we can plug it back in, turn the gas back on, take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.